Imagine having so much money that buying a private island feels as ordinary as buying groceries. You own companies you've never visited, houses you've never slept in, and investments that quietly earn millions while you sleep. Yet if you walked past one of the world's richest families on the street, you probably wouldn't recognize them. No flashy social media, no gold-covered mansions on television, no endless displays of luxury. Why? Because the truly wealthy learned something the rest of the world still hasn't. The greatest luxury is being invisible. Most people believe wealth looks loud. Luxury cars, designer clothes, private jets, massive mansions shared across social media. But that's often the image sold to people who are still chasing wealth, not the people who already have it. The richest families in history rarely needed to prove anything. Instead of spending fortunes on looking rich, they spent fortunes on staying rich. Because real wealth isn't measured by what people see, it's measured by what they never notice. Generational wealth follows a completely different rulebook. Families that have stayed wealthy for 100, even 200 years understand that attention attracts problems. Public attention attracts lawsuits, criminals, competitors, political pressure. Even distant relatives suddenly appear. The less people know about your wealth, the easier it becomes to protect it. That is why many billionaire families hide behind investment firms, trusts, holding companies, and private offices instead of putting their names everywhere. To outsiders, they appear ordinary. Behind closed doors, they quietly control fortunes larger than the economies of entire countries. History is filled with families whose names you've heard, but whose true wealth you'll never fully understand. Some have influenced banking. Some transformed global industries. Others quietly bought land, companies, and entire markets without ever appearing on magazine covers. Their greatest investment wasn't simply money, it was privacy. And that privacy became one of the most valuable assets they ever owned. Because once the world knows exactly how much you have, everyone starts deciding how it should be spent. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the hidden strategies these families have used for generations to preserve extraordinary wealth. When most people imagine a billionaire, they picture mountains of cash sitting inside a giant vault. But that's almost never how real wealth works. The world's richest families don't keep billions in cash. In fact, cash is often one of the smallest parts of their fortune. Instead, they own systems, apartment buildings, factories, ports, hotels, energy companies, technology firms, farmland, investment funds. Every one of these assets generates income, whether the owners are awake, asleep, or on vacation. That's the difference between earning money and owning machines that produce money. Imagine owning a single apartment building. Every month, rent arrives. Now imagine owning 100 apartment buildings, or shares in companies that sell products every second of every day. That's how many wealthy families think. Not, how much can I earn this month? Instead, how many income-producing assets can I own? Their focus isn't income, their focus is ownership. Ownership creates freedom. Ownership creates leverage. Ownership creates generational wealth. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether or not he actually said it, the principle remains powerful. The wealthy rarely spend everything they earn. Instead, they reinvest. Profits buy more investments. Those investments create more prithee-for, which purchase even more assets. Year after year, decade after decade, their wealth grows almost like a snowball rolling downhill. Slow at first, then almost unstoppable. There's an old saying in financial circles: new money talks, old money whispers. Of course, not every wealthy person fits this description. Some successful entrepreneurs enjoy sharing their achievements, and there's nothing wrong with that. But many families whose fortunes have lasted for generations focus less on appearances and more on preservation. They ask different questions, not "what can I buy?" but "what can I build?" Not "how can I impress people today?" but "how can I create opportunities for the next generation?" That shift in thinking changes everything. You don't need billions of dollars to learn from these habits. You can start with what you have today. Spend less than you earn. Invest consistently. Keep learning. Build skills that increase your value. Think in years, not weeks. Avoid buying things simply to impress strangers, because wealth isn't always loud. Often, it's patient, disciplined, and quietly growing in the background. The world's richest families don't stay wealthy because they own bigger houses or more expensive cars. They stay wealthy because they understand something many people overlook. Money is a tool, time is an asset, knowledge is a multiplier, and discipline is the bridge that connects them all. The next time you see someone displaying luxury, ask yourself one question: are they building wealth or simply displaying it? Because sometimes the greatest fortunes are the ones you never notice. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to understand the hidden psychology of money, business, and power, subscribe to Mint Theory. Every week, we'll uncover the stories, strategies, and decisions that shape the world's wealthiest people and most powerful companies. Until next time, keep learning, keep building, and remember, the strongest fortunes are often built quietly.